Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I would like to present and explain about carbohydrates. But before starting, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Faris Aiman bin Abu Bakar from class SR243 2S1A. I am currently studying at Faculty of Sports Science and Recreation at UiTM Shah Alam. So this video is being prepared for Dr. Razali as my exercise nutrition lecturer. So what is carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is an organic compound that contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen atoms. There are two main types of carbohydrate. First, simple carbohydrate, which is sugar, and second is complex carbohydrate, which is starch and dietary fiber. Simple carbohydrate naturally present as a sugar in fruits, milk and many more. There are two main types of simple carbohydrate, which is monosaccharide, which is a single sugar molecule, and disaccharide, which consists of two sugar molecules chemically joined by a process named condensation. Example of monosaccharide is glucose, fructose, galactose, and others such as mannose, ribose, deoxyribose that been produced in the body. Meanwhile, the example of disaccharide are such as sucrose, lactose, and maltose. Next, I will explain about carbohydrate function. Firstly, carbohydrate storing glucose as a glycogen. Glucose that is not needed as fuel source is assembled into glycogen. So, the excess glycogen that is not needed as a fuel will be stored in liver and muscles to produce energy when needed. Secondly, carbohydrate also preventing ketosis. When fats provides fuel for cells, cells require a small amount of carbohydrate to break down fat and release energy. But when no carbohydrate available in our body, the liver will produce ketone for the bodies. When there are too much ketone in the body, the ketone will become ketosis. So the effect of ketosis, it will make our body easy to starve, diabetes, and chronic alcoholism. The third one is carbohydrate as a fuel of energy. Carbohydrates are an essential part of our diet. Most importantly, they provide the energy for the most obvious functions such as moving and thinking, but also for the background functions that most of the time we do not even notice. During digestion, carbohydrate that consists of more than one sugar get broken down into their monosaccharides by digestive enzymes and then get directly absorbed, causing a glycemic response. The body uses glucose directly as energy source in muscle, brain, and other cells. Some of the carbohydrates cannot be broken down and they get either fermented by our gut bacteria or they transit through the gut without being changed. Interestingly, carbohydrates also play an important role in the structure and function of our cells, tissues, and organs. Next, carbohydrates also function as a sparing body protein. Dietary carbohydrates spares body protein from being broken down and used to make glucose. In this situation, carbohydrate also act as a protein, which is it helps to repair the tissue and preventing the tissue or organs from breaking down. Next, I will explain the nutrient consumption for exercise. For a general people which is not an athlete or untrained person, it should contribute 50% to 70% of daily calories for individual age of 2 years and above. Diet of 2000 kilocalories per day, which means 275 to 300 gram carbohydrate per day. 50 to 100 gram of carbohydrates are needed of daily intake to prevent ketosis. Next, recommendation for carbohydrate intake for athletes. Athletes should eat 50 to 70% of total energy as carbohydrate with a variety of natural carbohydrate food sources, including fruits, vegetables, and their juices, as well as whole grain products and low-fat dairy food. 6 to 10 gram of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight, depending on the gender and type of sport, are needed for an athlete. Moreover, I will explain about carbohydrate loading. It is also known as a glycogen loading, carbo loading, muscle glycogen supercompensation. Carbohydrate loading is maximizing muscle and liver glycogen stores at the onset of exercise and is most often used to enhance endurance performance of more than 2 hours, such as sport like marathon, triathlons, ultramarathons. Carbohydrate loadings are not suitable for sports that involving jumping, sprinting, short distance running, and moreover, such as running below than 10 kilometers, 100 meter sprint, and moreover. The purpose of carbohydrate loading is to maximize muscles glycogen. So when the competition day, the muscles and liver will produce more energy and will make the athletes will be more energetic and enhance the athlete performance. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.